Hello and welcome to my watch reviews, and if you're new here, my name is Mike and welcome to the latest addition to the Baltany family. And this one is going to be nicknamed the Baltany Bling because we've moved away from the 20s and 30s and 40s military style watches, and now we're smack bang possibly in late 80s, early 90s with probably one of the most homaged watches of all time. I'm not going to mention the brand, but I think you all know exactly the one I'm talking about. So I don't think Baltany are bringing anything new to the table here other than perhaps affordability and a nice size, but there is one thing they've certainly brought, and that is the new emblem or logo at 12, which is that nicely scripted B. I kind of like it. This watch is a bit ostentatious and I don't know, it kind of suits it in a funny sort of way. Whether I want to see it on other watches, I am not too sure, especially when Baltany is written there in fairly plain text underneath. This B is actually carried on, and you also see it on the crown, which is, again, I guess nice to see something on the crown at least. But the jury's out. You let me know below. I think it suits this watch, but I'm not sure on other models. 3 colourways to choose on this one. You can see we've got a nice all stainless steel version, the two-tone gold one that I'm reviewing here, and a two-tone gold with a burgundy dial. All very nice. However, looking at the price, they're different prices. $229, $229 and $212. Why is that? Well, I can only assume you're paying more for the gold plating. I don't for a minute believe it's real gold. It's possibly just gold coloured, and that is a different process, and I guess trying to get in the links maybe a bit more labour intensive, hence the extra charge. Whether this is good value, well, let's wait and see. There is a discount code up here. The AliExpress autumn sale is nearly upon us. This may be discounted on their store. If it is, I'll leave a link below. Anyway, let's crack on and carry on reviewing the watch. So you have that nice blingy fluted bezel. I would like a fluted bezel. There's a time and a place to wear a watch like this, and if you want to be a bit of flash on a night out, there you go. As you can see, the case is all polished, whereas the bracelet is brushed, and then the polished gold links or plated links, you get a better shot of it here. You can see the sort of contrast that's going on. Crystal, as you can just see in the background, has got a cyclops. We will be talking about that a little bit later, but let's go to the microscope and have a good close look at that dial. But this is the bit that I like better. And the dial on this one, certainly now out the case, looks better to me than I originally thought. I think because it has that fluted bezel, it sort of just gives you so much feast on the eyes that you don't see the detail. So obviously we've got a nice starburst finish to that dial. Just baton indices, no loom on those. The loom is the little dot, as you can just about see there, which is not raised actually. If you look at that one and the one at 12, they are recessed in to this. I can only call it a chapter ring really. I think it's moulded to the dial perhaps, because that is ever so slightly raised. Don't know whether that's going to come across on camera or not really. But yeah, so you've got that nice radial brushing, or whatever you want to call it, on the dial, and then this ribbed ring around the outside with the minute track and the minutes rather than the hours showing there as well. All looks very sweet, doesn't it? The hands, very traditional hands for this type of watch. This is what you get, straight hands, but it all looks pretty decent and surprising. I do like the B. I think not everybody's going to like the B because I know what triggers people nowadays. Yeah, tell me what you think of the new B for Baltany. Let's just take the microscope one step closer. Okay, and today we are not going to get any more macro than this. Yeah, there's a little blemish or something there, isn't there? And I don't think that's a speck of dust. Oh, it is. Stand corrected. There we go. That's all right then. They're let off the hook. Printing there on the Baltany looks all right, doesn't it? The A may be slightly a squiff, but at this magnification, really. The printing on this ribbed chapter ring is pretty decent, isn't it? Because you've got to make sure that you're going to get under the, well, over the peaks and troughs of the ridges consistently, and that looks good. And those loom plots are nicely filled. And a bit of work gone into that, to be honest with you, a bit of design. I know its design is not exactly theirs, is it? Let's face it, but you know, still nice to see what they've been up to. Down onto the hands, nicely polished hands. I can't really see much in the way of jagged edges on these, can you? Looms filled nicely. Second hand's ticking away. So it's a smooth sweep, but at this magnification you can quite clearly see it ticking, can't you? I can't remember off the top of my head how many ticks per second this one's doing. Is it 5? Something like that. But anyway, there we go. Nice. Very pleased with that. Nice close-up macro as well. Hope you enjoyed that part of the video. If you do enjoy the microscope parts of my reviews, then comment below and let me know that you do, so that I know that I'm doing something right for once. And if you want to take this watch to bed and switch the lights off, that's what you're going to see. A little bit of loom. Those little impregnated loom plots aren't doing anything at all special. The hands are a little bit better and they do last a little bit longer. This is a time lapse over only really a few minutes to give you an idea. It's not a watch that's going to have loom, so let's move on. Okay, time to size the watch up, and the diameter 36 millimeters, thickness 11.6, the lug to lug, well, 43.2, so 43, 44 thereabouts. The lug width, well, I'm not going to take the bracelet off, but it is going to be around about 20 millimeters. So nice small watch. Let's see what it looks like on the wrist. So here we go then, 7-inch wrist, 18 centimeters. Yes, it's on the wrong arm because I am left-handed, but look, that is a 36 millimeter case. You wouldn't think it, would you? It wears bigger than you'd think, and that can only be a good thing. So here we are, the watch in the hand, and yes, it's very ostentatious, isn't it? Very blingy, all of that gold and two-tone. You've also got the polished sides to the bracelet there, the fluted bezel, all the trademarks. A nice signed crown with the B. This is new from Baltany, not seen this before. High polished sides, full of fingerprints, and then we can go down to the clasp. Baltany on the clasp, nice and straightforward, milled, fits easily enough. You know, I don't know what you'd like to think about a watch like this. I've got very personal reasons why I like it, which I'm going to go into in just a moment. But yeah, let's just talk about any pros and cons. So the Cyclops, for many of you out there, you might think that is just a bit too much or a bit too powerful even. And I possibly tend to agree with you, but I am getting on now. I'm 52 years old. I have poor eyesight. I need a new prescription. And dates on watches nowadays, I can't see. It is a simple fact. Unless it's nice and bold, I can't make them out. So actually this is good for me. And yeah, that is a sign of getting old, isn't it? Let's face it. So yeah, nice, small, compact watch. What I've also done here, we'll just zoom out, is I've put all the links back on, because this one comes with a lot of link. It's nice because you get all this articulation and it makes it fit well on your wrist. You can see here there's not a lot of movement. Now if I take off the watch that I'm wearing, which is this is a Phoebus Kraken. I reviewed this a long time ago on my main channel, and I absolutely love this watch. Just look at that bracelet, Nice cool case back with the Kraken. Don't think you can see that very well. Yeah, nothing not to like about that. This, if I put this on, right, I have got 7 inches or 180 millimeter wrists. That is how much extra you get. It has been said before in comments before, how many links do you get? Some people have got very big wrists and that is their concern. Well, I think on this one you have got ample room to get it to fit you. So I just thought that'd be a worthwhile thing to show. Now the watch comes with a bit of tooling. It comes with a spring bar tool that you never want to use, never need to use really. Also comes with a screwdriver, and the screwdriver is for the screw pins. And if I zoom in and find a screw pin, here we go. It's hard to do looking at the camera, but as in essence, the screwdriver is too big for the blooming screws. And honestly, I mean, I am a big fan of Baltany, but you can't send a screwdriver that does not fit the screws on the bracelet. How is a customer supposed to adjust it? I mean, fortunately for me, you know, I have all the watchmaking tools in the world, and this little black one here will fit that screw absolutely perfectly. See how it's turning it there? And just demonstrate again with theirs. Look, doesn't go in. Terrible. So that is one, well, the main gripe, if you like. So why do I like the watch so much? I have this rotary version here that I've had for years. This is a quartz version, and the reason basically is when I was a young lad, I had a best friend called Gareth who lived on the same street as me, and his father was quite successful, should we say, in the world of business. And for my friend Gareth's 18th birthday party, not for his birthday party, sorry, for his birthday present, he was given a Rolex Datejust two-tone like this. I don't think it had the gold dial from memory. I think it had a silver dial, but I recollect it being a two-tone. And I was extremely envious of that. My father bought me a watch for my 18th, and it was a Citizen quartz watch. And I've still got it to this day. I'll put a photograph up it now. I treasure that watch because my father's no longer with me as well, so it's a bit more poignant nowadays. But that was the difference, you know. I was a fairly normal upbringing, normal family. My friend's father was just a bit more successful and treated his lad with that. So I've always had a thing for a sort of Datejust look-alike, because I'll never have the real thing really. I actually held a real one. I did some work on one years back, and I put some photos up of this one next to it for the crack really. But there we go. So that's my personal reasons why I like this watch as much as I do, and why this one will actually hang around in the collection, because I always wanted an automatic. So the quartz one here will probably now be sold after all these years, because why do I need two versions of the same watch? Right, that is one hell of a lot of a monologue for just a review. Let's just do the usual. Let's put it on the microscope and have a quick look at the insides. Okay, another watch with another NH35 movement. I'm getting kind of tired of seeing these, if the truth be told. I do like Seiko, don't get me wrong. And this is a very functional movement. It's going to last you for years, and will never let you down, or very rarely do they go wrong. So you can't knock them at all for that. It's just that everybody uses them, and I'd like to see, I don't know, some 9000 series Solitas perhaps. Even the old PT 5000, everybody remember that movement? I quite enjoyed the PT 5000 as a movement. Thought it looked quite nice, to be honest. But there we go. That is what you're going to get inside this watch, should you want to buy it. And it's timograph test time. So 53 degrees lift angle. Oops. And we'll just press start. Dial up, as you can see. NH35 movement, because it has the date. And let's see what we get. I probably need to turn the gain down just a little bit while I'm talking. So yeah, very healthy amplitude, very healthy indeed actually. Running slightly slow, 0.2 beat error, that can be adjusted, and for me it will be adjusted. Just put it in a couple of stress positions. I think we know the drill with these. They're always good out of the packet. They're always about within this type of tolerance. Running a little bit slower there to crown up. So that will definitely need to be addressed. I always think a watch should be running ever so slightly fast. And then that way, as it degrades over the years and the movement potentially slows down, a few milliseconds or even seconds, you're still going to be telling pretty good time. So it's a little bit disappointing to see this one running to that sort of speed. But then it is still well within Seiko specifications. Look at this crown down, actually. It all straightens out. So that in itself is a bit interesting, to say the least, because there's shouldn't see that much variation in position really. But it is just the NH basic movement, so I can't cry about it too much. There we go. Passes the test. Okay, so what do I think for the final thoughts? Decent enough watch. Certainly if you like this look, then this is going to be the one for you. At what is £163, $212. There is a little bit of a discount on the website as well. If you find it on AliExpress, which I'll leave some links down below, there is a sale coming up very shortly, and if it's in the sale, this may be discounted a little bit further, which will then make it a lot more attractive. Of course, there is a silver version and the other version as well, just to go with it. So if you don't like the ostentatious double colour here, then you know, there's going to be one for you. I do like the fact that it's 36mm as well. I still prefer these smaller watches. They're more in keeping with the vintage style that I prefer. So anyway, that's it. I've told you what I think, shown you everything that I think I can show you, and yeah, you tell me what you think down in the comments below. I do read every single one of them, and I try to reply to as many as I can. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and there's something else coming very soon on the two channels that I have, this one and My Retro Watches. I'm building a shop on Shopify, which is going to sell some sort of, I'd say, novelty comedy type watch t-shirts, along with some vintage watches that will be up for sale. For instance, this particular blue one I think is going to be listed very soon on there. Absolutely beautiful. These are watches that I've serviced, and I've put new glass in, tried to make them as good as I can. They're usually from the 70s. So it's a way to try and raise money for the channels, for myself, and give you guys something back in return. But equally, some of the watches that I review, I can't keep everything as much as I'd like to, and I will be intending to sell some of the review watches on there as well. That will obviously be able to fund new reviews also. So it's going to be called time-tees.com. Put it on the screen now. Hit the link in the description below. If the site isn't live yet, because it hasn't quite gone live as I'm doing this video, then you can sign up, and then that way you will be notified when it does go live, and you'll be able to see all the things that I'll be offering, and hopefully you might we might want to pick something up as a result. Okay, I think I've taken up enough of your time on this watch. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.